Or that should be better. Yeah, it sounds better. Okay, cool. All right, so I hopefully this is like true recording in my headphones, as in how loud I am in my own headphones compared to, um, will come out. Um, yeah. Okay, that was a bad start, but I haven't done this podcast in a month, over a month, multiple weeks. I haven't looked at my YouTube. My last upload date. So the thing is, I'm doing it again, except I'm outside this time. I am in Cesar Chavez Park in Berkeley. Yeah, first time ever being in Berkeley. Man, beautiful, beautiful bay. They always say the bay is beautiful, but it really is. So here's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a quick one because my laptop has terrible battery. It's ass, my battery. When I opened my laptop, I realized how beat up it was because the sun was shining at the screen. And just in general, it's beat up. But I'm outside, so if you hear a little wind, hopefully it doesn't get too gusty too quick. And if you hear two guys talking about Susan, then because these two guys just walked by and they were talking about Susan, so whoever she is, if you hear that, if you hear chatter, it's because I'm outside. So where do we start? What have I done? The whole okay. There are also squirrels running around everywhere. So if you hear me be like whoa 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 and like kick something or do something, it's because there's a squirrel right next to me. There's so many squirrels. I actually grew up next to what we nicknamed it Squirrel Park. Not next to, close. And it's because we have so many squirrels. And if you hear me do this, like a movement on my jacket, it's because my nose is runny. Everyone is sick. I'm not really sick though, I would say. I think it's because I was sick not too long ago. Yeah, haven't done this in a month. I'm sitting here looking at the beautiful bay, the birds, the bees. No bees. Actually, no. That's funny. There were bees when I was walking here. I heard them buzz right by my ear. It's scary. I may or may not also be allergic to bees. I don't really know. I got stung one time, and it kind of like fucked me up for like a week. It was weird. It didn't just like get red on my skin, and there was a bump. I also got weirdly sick. It was odd. So I may or may not be allergic to bees. I'm not sure. I'm looking at the squirrel, make sure it doesn't do shit. They really don't do anything unless you have food. In general, like squirrels generally don't just fuck with you for no reason. And all I have is a microphone and a laptop, so hopefully it doesn't bother me. He is staring at me though. It's funny because animals are aware of you. They just can't talk, but they are looking at you. Like when you make eye contact with a squirrel, a dog, they're very aware you're making eye contact with them. I think people forget that. So, where am I though? I'm at the far edge, the corner of Cesar Chavez Park, I assume, or the other park, whatever it is. It's really nice though. Really nice. Let's see. Last time I did this, after I went to LA for Christmas. Thanksgiving? When did I do this? Did I do this last podcast before or after Thanksgiving? Nah, I'm just going to assume after. I don't really know. After Thanksgiving, I went to LA for Christmas. Stayed longer. Wasn't really feeling like coming back. That's another thing I'll get into. Well, I could get into it later. I think I might not come back after this semester to school, San Francisco. I don't know. I just thought it'd be different. I feel weird here. And not in a bad way, just in a weird way. It's hard to describe. But also, school isn't like this year I dropped all my important classes and now I'm just taking, classes I want. So that's interesting. Definitely pushes me back about a whole semester. So that's interesting. What else? The blue sky, yeah. Very blue. Yeah, I like how I jump topics that quick. It's hard to tell. It is very hard to tell what to talk about and what not to. I guess one of the things would be, at least here, the water. Talk about the water. Talk about the birds. Get all the scenery out the way. The rocks, everything about it, the shore. How we're at least close to the shore-ish. We're right at water level here. Yeah. It's funny because right when I start recording, of course, that's when a bunch of people start walking by. There was no one here when I was walking here. But of course, now that I'm here set up, which is just a microphone and headphones, everyone starts walking by. They people know that there's audio recording, that something's happening. You ever get that? That like you start to, or you go into a restaurant, there's like a couple people, and then all of a sudden there's just like a ton. Yeah, if you hear that, it's the people or whatever the kids are doing. I think they're just having a birthday party or something. I think so. I'm not sure. Some type of party. Who knows? Nice. Oh, I don't know if you could hear that train. That'd be crazy if you could. I could at least. You might be able to pick it up. I'm not sure. I don't listen back to this, so I guess you could kind of treat it as a project, a school project, whatever it is. You could kind of treat it as whatever you want. There are multiple things you could do. I guess the first would be to record, to turn it into something else. If you can. I'm not really sure what you can turn it into. Other than what this is right now, basically a project. I'm not really sure. Yeah, but it's very nice out here, yes. What else? What else can I say I'm looking at? Buildings, but very far away. Again, I'm mostly looking at water and greenery, so nice grass. Squirrels all around. In the holes, in the cracks in the ground, which I've never seen growing up. I've only seen that here in San Francisco. Cracks in the ground have squirrels in them, which is so weird. But I thought that was only for groundhogs, but there's squirrels. What else? No boats. There are people on surfboards or kayaks. One is either surfboard or kayaks. I couldn't see from this far, so that was cool. And trees. Yeah, trees are too easy. I need to go more in depth. Let's see. Clouds. Again, too easy. I need more detail. I guess so. I don't know. The scenery. Yeah, that's good for the scenery. The air. Not too cold. Actually, yeah, cold. It's never, I was going to say not too cold, not too warm, but it's not warm at all, actually. It's just cold. I would classify this definitely as cold. Oh, this guy's swimming. Okay. I could do a guy swimming. Yeah. So that's it. I just thought I should set up my scenery more. And also, there were a lot of people walking by, so I decided to pretend I was doing something other than just doing a podcast. Which is fine. God. Why are these fucking weirdos in San Francisco, dude? They dress weird, they look weird. And I'm talking every race, from white people, Asian people, black. Everyone looks so weird out here. It's like layers. People would put... That's what it is. People put on random layers out here. And in other places, in New York, New York, honestly, I'm not even a fashion guy. But, New York does have better fashion. I gotta say, I'm sorry. Over here, it just looks like you guys put on random layers. You guys, as if someone's... It looks like people just put on random layers. Like, there'll be a guy with a red shirt and camo green pants on. You're like, whoa. And then he's running. You're like, what are you doing with that? The whole thing is crazy. The whole outfit scene is crazy. Thrifting, everybody does it. It's not really up to me to decide that though. So I guess for them it's nice. I think it's an area thing. If some people do it, then a bunch of, everyone else will do it. The non-matching, which is cool. I'm down with that. But pretty much my whole life, I didn't match clothes. I think that was definitely a secondary thought. Not in the forefront of my head or whatever. Definitely a side thought. What else? What scenery wise? I wish there were more boats. There aren't a lot of boats, but until there's a guy swimming though. Two. Oh, there's two people swimming. One's holding a buoy, a red buoy thing. That's gotta be hard. I guess they're just like, maybe they're training for like an Ironman or something. Who knows? They might be, naturally. Now that I say that, I think it kind of makes sense. Uh-oh. Did my, I have to log back in? Wait, what happened? Oh, it's still recording? Wow. Okay, it logged me out and then... Okay, I don't know why it logged me out like that. Now I need to, figure out how to not be logged out, because I do not like being logged out while I record. Even though it says I was still recording, it's still okay. Alright, we're going to put my hood to insulate. Oh, now what should I get into? Let me get back into Christmas after you know my scenery. So, you know my scenery. You know where I am. That's good. Christmas. Let's get back to that, and then I'll get back to my classes. Christmas was okay. I stayed for a lot longer because I just didn't feel like coming back. Coming back was going to take too much. I actually drove back, took my car back, which was not planned, but it was sitting there, and it had no use. There was no gas. Well, there was very little gas in the car, and they just got no use for about almost a whole year. So I took it. I was like, yeah, you know what? No one's using it. I'm just going to take it, drive it all the way back up here. So I did. Drove it all the way back up here. Then what? I guess I don't know. I just wanted to. Didn't want to fly. It's a long drive. It is a long drive, but it's not too bad. Like the difference between driving from LA to here versus when I drove cross country, completely different, of course, but I mean scenery wise, I would much rather do the drive from LA to up here 10 times over than I'd rather do, because how long did it take? 5 days. It took 5 days to when I did that cross country trip. 9 versus 9 hours. So that was good. But I was used to it, so I was kind of ready for it, or at least not against it. So yeah, I stayed a lot longer. I stayed about a month. Didn't think I was going to stay a month. Wasn't ready to leave. Not really. When you got a place and you got someone cooking food for you, then it's kind of easy just to stay. And I also had no flight back. So that made a lot of difference. I don't know if that changes what you think when you're there or what, but having stuff being done for you is definitely easier. It's definitely a lot easier, having your parents do everything for you, definitely a lot easier. I don't think it changes too much though, because I still have to come back. I was still enrolled, so I had bills, so I had things to do, so I had to come back. So just staying there, not an option, but maybe after this semester it will be. I'm not sure. Stayed for a month, didn't feel like coming back. I know for a fact my parents were like, when is he going back? Not in a bad way, but they're just like, you do have to go back at some point. And they were right, I did have to come back. What was I going to say about that? Yeah, they did not want me to take this car. So here's the thing about the car, right? They didn't want me to take it back. I'm not parking anywhere. I just sent it without telling them to a car park. A monthly pay car park for $100. So now $100 add on monthly for parking. Yeah, it beats getting tickets. It beats getting tickets all the time. That's the one thing they definitely told me, that the ticket thing is a huge problem, which I haven't experienced too much, at least not yet. I don't think I will though. If I'm careful, if I'm very careful, I don't think I will experience any tickets at all. Hopefully, as long as I just don't drive it too much, I guess. I don't really know how to avoid that. I just realized because that person was talking and they're walking behind me. I don't know if I have to walk back or like there's like a bus or something. Yeah, I don't know how I'm getting back, but I have to get back soon. Yeah, so that happened, right? I'm just gonna go through what I've done. Excuse me, because I haven't been here in so long. So that happened. I come back home. My room has mold in it, mold on the walls. It sucked. I was like, oh my god. And I was wondering, I'm like, is it because the guy swimming is closer to me? Yeah, I was like, is it because I left the window open? Like, how does mold grow? But the lady who owns the house, I told her, she treated it. She painted it with something and sprayed it with something and tried to do something to do it. I don't know. I'm only going to be here for a couple more months. I'm not going to rent the place I'm at for again. No, I'm not going to continue the lease I'm on. It stopped at the end of the semester, and yeah, I'm just not going to re-up. I don't know how else to say it. Re-up on the lease. Yeah, that's how you say it. I'm not going to. It's too small. It's dramatically small, like smaller than I thought. But I was in a situation where I needed to find something. So I did that. And yeah, but it's too small. The only benefit is that she cooks dinner. She cooks dinner for everybody because it's technically a boarding house. So she cooks dinner, which is nice. That's probably the nicest thing about living there, is that she cooks dinner. The other thing is, though, there's multiple people who don't speak English in the house. So that's kind of frustrating. They kind of just look at me and I go, hi. And they go, I'm like, all right, okay, cool. This guy swimming was staring directly at me because he stopped right there. And this whole bay, he stops right in fucking front of me. I swear, I'm like, I feel I'm like, shit just attracts to me, bullshit just attracts to me, everything just attracts to me. For some reason, I always feel like there's a ton of people. He could have stopped anywhere. He could have stopped and looked at anybody, but he stopped dead, straight as a crow flies, right in front of me. Damn, it's got to be freezing. Okay, he kept going. I really thought he was gonna say something to me. He stopped and stared for so long. I was like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. No, but he's going fast. So I come back. It has mold on the whole wall. I looked at it. I was like, shit. I don't even know how to fix that. I didn't even try to fix it. I just told her, left it up to her, and then she was like, okay, well, you can have a different room for now, temporary room. And I did, and that's where I'm at now. But tonight she said, yesterday she said it was done, and tonight I'm going back. Mold. Man, it would have been nice if I had just come back to a perfect room, and then, boom, that would have been it. Better start to a semester, but I guess it can't happen like that. So I come back, go, and the whole time in LA, I'm thinking to myself, okay, what am I going to do when I go back? I'm thinking of the classes, I'm thinking of all that, I'm thinking of money, I'm thinking of all that. And man, I'm dreading it. I'm like, I don't want to go back at all. I don't want to. Not at all. And it's not even the place. It's like, I like the place. I like it here. But I just didn't want to go back to school. Just didn't feel like it. There are certain points in my life where, in your life, where school is just like, sucks. You don't want to go back. And you're just like, no. Everything in your body's like, I don't want to do the work. I don't want to. I can't even. Okay, let me go step by step. I come back, there's mold, I get a new room. I go, okay. I get more financial aid this semester for whatever reason. Maybe last semester, I don't know what happened, but I definitely got more this semester. So that was good. Don't know why. Also, I don't know how much I'm going to have to pay back in the end. But that's a thought for later me. That's okay. So I come back. First year starts. This semester starts. And I'm actually teaching this semester. I'm teaching comic book history, or the history of graphic novels, I should say. Which is actually why I'm all the way out here today, because I went to this store called Half Price Books, which is basically, if you don't know, it's San Francisco's book off, basically. You could go with the book off. Okay, also, side note, every comic book store here in San Francisco is so goddamn expensive. They don't have a dollar bin. I know what you're thinking, oh, that's impossible. I'm telling you. There's 6 in the city. I've been to all 6. One has a dollar bin, dramatically small, shockingly small. They don't have dollar bins in here. And I don't understand why everything over here has to be that expensive. Everything over here is so expensive. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go get a bunch of comics and dollar bin, because that's what I do. I really don't buy comics that are... I wait for the graphic novel. That's why I'm teaching a class called The History of Graphic Novels, because I'm an impatient person. I wait for the books to come out. The White Knight just came out, Batman. I wait for the books to come out. And so it's rare that I'll buy, because think about it this way, right? A whole bunch of comics come out, and then the run ends. At the end of the run, they sell that full book for $20 or $30. If you buy each one individually, you're spending way more. And I just don't like it, especially at this age, 25. I'm like, I don't feel like not having the full things. I just wait till the books come out. I don't know if that's like bad or if that's like, I don't know, but I used to buy single comic, and then I realized I'm spending $3.99 to $5 an issue. The full issue is then put into a book at the end with who knows how many others. Let's say 10. So I got 10. 10 times 5, let's say 10 times 4, 40. It's always less to just buy the whole book at the end, rather than buying each individual comic. Now, it's nice. People like having number ones, and it's all nice. That's nice. But my thing is this. I don't care. I don't care if I have number ones. The only thing I buy like that is old school comics. Old school comics like that, I'll buy single issue, like like from the 60s or the 50s or something like that. Then I'll buy an old comic. Then I will. But other than that, no. I'm like, no, I don't. No, don't care. I don't care. I don't want to buy it. I don't feel like spending the money on it. I just don't. It's interesting, too, because people are obsessed with single issues. But me, I'm like, no, dude, I just want the book. People are like, oh, I have number 330 something. Like, what was it? Like, that Batman that book where Batman falls out the sky. Out of space, and then catches himself. People online were like, "This is so unrealistic." Oh, he's Batman. The whole point is, I'm teaching a class this semester called The History of Graphic Novels at San Francisco State. So if you're listening to this, you can take that class. I'm just making myself dramatically public now. Just like, hey guys. But that's me. So yeah, you can take that class. You know, it's interesting because the whole point of the class is actually to teach people about the history of that. But ironically, I have to actually go through each comic in, history wise. I have to go through the most important ones each year. So actually, I am going through comics, because I have to get to the books. You have to explain what's happening, the writers, how a character came to be and stuff like that. So I'm doing that right now. Other than that, what else? So I'm teaching. I get my room all right. I get ready. I'm like, okay, I'm teaching this semester, so that'll be good. I'm ready for it. Okay. Yeah, I don't have that much battery left. Let me see if I can actually save some battery by clicking this. Alright, it did my screen and everything. Okay, hopefully. 66%. I got about not too many minutes left. I should make it. My laptop's getting worse and worse and worse. Again, I opened it today and I realized how beat up my laptop was. I mean, there's a stain. I didn't even realize there's a stain that on my actual laptop. I don't know what it is, if it's food or something, but it's sticky and I can't. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. It's not that. I know what everyone's thinking. It's not that. I would say it louder, but there are people. But it's not that. I know what you're thinking. It's like some type of food. It's black. Who knows? What else should I say about that? Yeah, the room situation was not good, but it's just for this semester. It's not going to be too bad. There's just a couple more months. So that happens. Then 1 week later, first week of school, we start. I go in Monday. No, what day was it? Monday I went to what class? Someone just texted me. So what was the class Monday? I forget what my first class. Okay, so I go with my first class. It's not bad. Seems easy enough, and I move on. And then Tuesday is my first day of actually teaching my class. And I go, all right, here we go. Boom. Get to class. The HDMI cord doesn't work. I get there before any of the kids. No, I get there like 5 minutes before any of the kids. I should have went earlier though. So I get there, HDMI cord doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work. Boom. Now I'm like, all right. So I'm trying to figure that out, and I figure out the TV has a Bluetooth setup, so I could just do a Bluetooth wise. So I set that up. It barely works. It's jumping around. There's a huge latency issue with it. Over and over. Try again and again. Can't really get it to work. So I'm like, all right. So I start bringing up every single tab that we need for that class that day. I'm just opening each one, just hoping I could click to the next tab, Just like, okay, hey, let me just click to this next tab. Hopefully it doesn't. And it went okay. The real shocker or problem, whatever you want to call it, is that there's only 3 kids in my class. That's right. I'm teaching a whole class with 3 kids. Which now I am actually glad, because I gave my first homework assignment and I'm like, oh yeah, I have to grade. I'm like, oh, thank God that I only have 3. Because I talked to another girl and she has like 30 plus. So that's terrible. Yeah, terrible. But I only have 3 and it's cool. It's nice. There's one girl in there that she knows a lot. She knows a lot about comics. She knows more about manga, but all of them in there know a good bit about comics, which is nice. It's nice to have someone that at least knows the general idea about the history. If you hear that bird, it just got real close to me. It's nice to have them know something about history, the history of it. So I get there, that the HDMI cord doesn't work. I actually lied to the director, the person in charge of it, because I didn't want to look dumb. And he asked, did you call the tech guys? Because there's like a paper. There's this instructional paper on how to use the TV. And I did it step by step. Turned it on, plug it in, turn on your laptop, and then it should come up. But it didn't work. But I didn't feel like calling the guy because I didn't feel like talking to anybody in that moment. Especially after I found out I had a Bluetooth connection you could use. So I said, no, I'm not gonna call him. When we had our teacher meeting, he goes, did you call the guy? And the other guy goes, the other people in the class go, yeah, the other teachers go, yeah. And I go, yeah. But, who knows? They're probably lying too. That's how I just assume. I assume they're lying too. I assume everyone's doing the exact same thing as me. And they all fumbled it, and no one called. And if he actually checked, he's gonna be like, yeah, maybe one teacher called. That's how you kind of have to go through life. Is that you just have to assume everyone did the same thing as you. Did they call? Don't assume they all called, because why would they? They're all human too. You're lying. Why would they not be lying? They probably are lying. Most people lie all the time. That's why people always are like, oh, why are you so insecure? Like insecurities. You have to realize everyone's lying like you are. Yeah, like you are. If you're ever in a situation, you're like, oh, everyone's lying. And then you find out everyone did the opposite. You go, oh, they actually did that? No, why would they? They're like you. They're human like you. They probably lied too. They probably don't know what's going on. If you're ever in a situation you don't know what's going on, you don't know a person's name, who knows? They probably don't know your name, and they probably don't know what's going on either. Never assume anyone else knows what's going on, because they don't. They probably don't. The likelihood of them knowing, someone actually knowing what's going on is dramatically low. Like, very low. So, start my class, nervous. I know they can see me sweating. I know it. Because I can feel myself sweating. And yeah, I'm just going with the flow. And the teaching's going well, and I just keep going, blah, blah, boom. I get through it. It's basically introductory. I tell them, okay, here's what's your name? What's this person's name? I get everyone's name. I tell them some of my history. I was back and forth from New York, blah blah blah. I was born in Southern California, blah blah blah. This is my second semester only. Also, one of the girls said, "This is only your second semester here?" I go, "Yeah, but I'm a transfer student, so I've had some college." She goes, "Only your second semester here? That's brave to start teaching second semester." I go, "Fuck yeah!" I go, "Yeah, I'm brave." I'm like, "Yeah, obviously." She goes, "Oh yeah, that's brave." I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm me." Okay, I'm him. I don't know. I just assume. I'm him. I assume I'm him. People stare at me all the time. I must be him. I'm either him or some monster, some weird looking creature, and I know I'm not that weird looking. Not enough to be like a shock that I'm teaching. But I don't think she meant it like that. I think she just meant, teaching this soon. Even as a student teacher is still it's still kind of a feat. Kind of. It depends on what class you're teaching. Again, I only have 3, but some people have like 20. Some people doing that for multiple semesters. So it depends on, I guess, what you're doing, but it can be a feat. It can. I'm gonna take it she meant it that way. Instead of like, oh, you're brave and you're also bad at this. Which, I don't know. It would be a shame if she meant it that way, but I assume she didn't. Because again, after talking to her, after having a couple classes, she's very nice. I doubt she meant it that way. But yeah, the whole break during Christmas, I was basically getting ready for this class. And my mom is a teacher herself, and she's helping me make lesson plans. Almost every night. Not every night, but actually after Christmas. Because I had a couple weeks there, like I said. So after Christmas, we actually started. We actually started like the day after my brother went back to school. Someone's texting me again. Oh my god. This might be important, so let me take it. No, of course not. Of course, when I start getting a bunch of texts and I say, let me take it might be important, it's not. And then when the most important text always happens when you don't know it at all. The most important text always happens to me like when I'm on a train, I don't even hear my phone in my pocket, or I'm playing a game, or I have my headphones on my computer doing something else, like right now, like just ignore, like that's the most important text. But then when you start getting like mad notifications, you're like, what the hell's going on? But it's nothing. It's like maybe one text, an Instagram notification, an email, some news that you're like, oh God, it's not, in your head you're thinking, oh my God, who's like texting me like crazy? Something must be happening. And it's not. It's one email. It's this, that. It's bullshit. So, oh, that was a weird sound. There was a bird. I was like, what is that ticking? But then I looked up and it's the bird. So I teach my class. What do I do about the class? Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking to myself. I just went into like a weird thinking mode, like I wasn't on trying to do a podcast. But I go, yeah, I'm teaching, and then, so I'm teaching. It goes well. My next class is a writing class, right? I have 3 other classes other than the teaching. So I go to my next class, my writing class. And that's when everything changed for me this semester. Because I don't know if you know this, but I might be on the spectrum. And that's no lie, that's just real. I could barely, my comprehension skills are terrible. I'll read something over and over and I can't do it. Like I literally can't understand it. So I get to my writing class, and this is my first upper division writing class, right, for my major. And I realize I cannot do it. I'm like, holy shit, I can't understand. Like, this is gonna be too much. And I looked at he's got all the writings, all the homework assignments ready, and it's 3-page responses to 10-page articles every week. I'm like, whoa, I can't do this semester. I literally can't. I'm already stressing out about my classes, so I can't do it. I literally can't. I'm like, it was so hard for me last year to do 2 of my also a writing class, 2 of my other writing classes. Number 1, my Black Studies class, which was way too much. My mom helped me out with that, right? I would read. We would both read the article, and then she would literally, like a child, she'd be like, "Okay, did you get it?" I'd be like, "Kind of," and then she'd basically help me understand the article, and then I would write my response. But like again, that's pure comprehension. So pure comprehension skills, they're just not there. Sometimes I'll read a sign, and it'll be like, I'll know it's my stop. It'll just like go through my mind, and I won't stop on the freeway or something. So it's bad. So I figured this is not going to work. Not this semester. I'm already stressing about these classes. I'm going to have to drop this class. Even though it's a necessary class, I was like, I'm just going to have to like get those skills next semester, figure it out then. So I do. I drop the class. I say, fuck it, I'm going to do it next semester. Second writing class, I also dropped and replaced it with a necessary science class. So I replaced it with a necessary science class. But my other writing class, I found out they have a making comics class. Like literally the class is about understanding comics and what was the description? How to get emotion out of comics and to convey what you want out of it. Like something like that. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. So now I have that class, which it's not my major. I don't need to take it. It purely means nothing. Like, and I already have that section of what that class has done. What is it called? I would say, when it's a non-necessary class, an undergraduate non-necessary class, that section of creative writing, I think it is. I already had that filled. It's totally unnecessary for me to take, but I did. I took it anyway. So now I have, because before I was going to have to do 6 more classes after this semester to graduate. Now I have to do 7, which now that I think about it, it is what it is. It's just one more class on my, because I'm not taking more than 4 classes a semester. That's just not me. I'd lose my mind if I did that. How much battery do I have? 55%. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. Yeah, I would lose my mind if I did. I'm gonna make you lose your mind. You know that dance song? I've also been struggling with making music lately. Oh my god. I might just need to start making dance again. Just start making EDM like I started. Maybe I need to go back to basics. I think that's what I've been remembering. I've been getting back to reading comics, teaching comics, I think this whole semester is about getting back to the basics. So I might do that. That's what I started making. Now I make landscapes, musicscapes. I don't know, soundscapes, which I like. I don't know. That's the thing I like more. I wish I could combine them, but I don't know how. Every time I try, it turns out ass. But I'll keep trying. What was I gonna say? So I take that class, drop them. So now I'm fully in a mode of just, I need to take 12 credits to actually get my money. Bring me my money. You know what I mean? So I'm taking 2 pretty much non-necessary classes. No, you don't need them. I don't need them particularly, but I'm taking them. So now I can't graduate on time anymore. But at the same time, with me going through it and thinking about it, I realized that do I actually care about graduating on time? Or, and this also went into my head, do I care at all about graduating? No. I would say I'm more in the pursuit of finding, I don't know. I would say I'm more in the pursuit of finding happiness than wanting to graduate. Like, I really don't care about graduating. Some people are like, oh, I'm ready. I'm like, I literally don't care. I at all. And there's no desire for me to graduate at all. I could care less. And it's not even that I'm like against school. I just simply don't care. That's why this weekend I'm here on a Saturday instead of doing homework I need to do, because I just simply do not care. And I can't focus on that. I like doing long, big papers is not my thing. And so I thought to myself, okay, so if I need to be able to do this by myself. School. So if I'm asking for help constantly from my mom, I'm asking advice from my brother about school. If I'm asking, if I'm constantly online, it's good to look up videos to help yourself in school. Of course, that's what the internet is for. It's to help you. But if I'm constantly on the search and looking for help, looking for answer keys, constantly looking for, the book, the answers, looking for cliff notes. If I'm constantly doing that, if I can't do it by myself at this point at school, then maybe I'm not supposed to be doing it at all. And I know that thought process is I would say it's very leading to saying, oh, well, I shouldn't be doing anything at all. But the problem comes when I would say there's two lanes for that. One, it will take over your whole thought process if you say, well, if I can do this, that, and the third, then I can do it at all, But I don't think that's it. I think it's more being real and honest with yourself at this point, especially for me, saying, okay, what do you want out of school, out of graduating? Because in my head, and maybe I'm wrong, but if I can't do this by myself now, at this again, I dropped out of my first community college, went to another community college, graduated, got my 2-year degree, and now I'm in here, a 4-year. And if I am at this point in my schooling, I still literally, and I'm not even joking, it's maddening. you know, and I don't even like talking about it, and it's maddening because still, I cannot read something long, and informational and understand it. I can barely do it, let alone understand it. I could barely, reading something like that long and that complicated and that, has that much detail, and then to write 3 pages on it, it's so difficult for me, and it's beyond. And this, I think, what people don't understand, and this is what I've gotten my entire life, is lazy. What I've gotten from my mom, my grandma, my dad. Well, not my dad so much. It's funny. My dad never really cared about my schooling too much. He cared, but he wasn't like when I didn't go to college and just started doing construction. He was like, "Yeah, get that money." So I don't know what. Honestly, I have no idea what he thinks about me in school. Who knows? But that whole thing, who knows? Yeah. I've always gotten lazy. Dakota is lazy because he doesn't want to read. He doesn't want to write. He doesn't want to go to school. It's laziness, It's laziness. I've gotten that word so many times. And I've now realized of how wrong they were and how hard I tried. And it's funny because when you get, especially back then when I got the word lazy, I'd say, "Oh, you're lazy, you don't want to go to school, you don't understand." Yet, I didn't skip school. I wasn't someone that skipped school. I didn't understand it. "Oh, you're lazy, you don't want to read." Oh, you don't know how many times I've tried to read. That's what people don't get. When you get lazy, when you get that word lazy tossed at you when you're younger, you go, "Lazy." You're saying lazy because I haven't completed the reading, but you don't know how hard and how long and how many times I've tried to read this. Lazy. Oh, you want me to be lazy? Then I will. Then I will just stop. Lazy. Oh, so you just want me to stop going to school. Because in my mind, lazy isn't coming and trying. Oh, you can't do it. Oh, you don't want to read because you're lazy. No, I don't want to read because I don't understand it. And I don't want to write long essays because I can't. I literally cannot. It's difficult for me unless I'm doing something I like. And that's where, that's the thing. I kind of like writing too, but if it's something I'm not interested in, man, it's hard for me to do. I'm a writer, not a reader. And I know that sounds odd. It's like, well, and I told someone that. I go, "Well, where do you get your ideas from?" And I said, just everywhere. I just don't read. It's just everywhere. But here's the thing: comic books. I read graphic novels all the time. I can't read anything without pictures, and that's real. And it sounds messed up, but I cannot read anything without pictures. And this semester, when I found out how many homework assignments and how much I was going to have to do, I said, "Oh, no, I can't do this. I'm going to struggle with this. If I continue and I say, yeah, I'm going to do this semester, oh my God, that would have been hard. So I can't do it. I just can't. Not this semester, at least. Maybe next semester. But then again, I just don't. I think I'm very lost. I'm very lost when it comes to school. Very lost when it comes to school. Socializing also is weird. I need more friends. I have none. It's so hard for me to socialize. I just don't understand. Again, I think it comes back to my comprehension skills. I don't understand people either. I don't get it. I don't get when to talk, when I should stop talking, when they should talk, when the conversation, I don't understand. I don't pick up on their cues, and everyone will start laughing at something, and I won't laugh. It makes me makes me so mad because I feel like I should get it by now, but I still don't. I still don't. I'm still struggling with it. I have no friends. I have none. Yeah, I have myself and nobody else. I'm out here alone. I'd like to have someone with me. You know. I think that's also what people don't understand is I would love to be able to read something and understand it all. I'd love to understand it all. I'd love to be like those other kids, everyone else in college who just gets it and just walks along, is easy, they make friends, they know what to do, and they go to school, they know what major they're in, they know what they like, and they move on. But I still don't get it. I still don't to this day. And there's so many times I wish that I did. And I think that's what people don't understand is that I wish I could. I'm not trying to be lazy. And this is why I hated all my teachers back then because they always acted like, oh, you don't want to learn. I want to. I want to. Trust me. I just can't, and I'm frustrated on still not getting it. It's not that I don't want to. I want to. Please, more than anything, I want to be able to walk into a class, understand it all, do the homework, get an A, and leave. But I can't. I still struggle with it. If it's not something with graphic novels, if it's not something with some art, I'm reading an art book right now that's really interesting. It's called A Look into Mindfulness. It's about taking a look at an art piece, and then he talks about it and how it affects. It's about meditating. It's a great book, but it has art. It has pictures in it. It's something I'm interested in. You know, I'm interested in art and what you could get out of it. That's what I'm interested in. And it's really hard for me to do something, to do anything else, which I don't even find that crazy. Why is it so bad that I don't understand math? Why is that so bad? People act like, throughout my life, school, people, the fact that I don't understand, social cues and all this stuff, it's like, it adds up. I don't understand school. I don't understand people. I don't, have any friends. I didn't have that natural, you go through life, you have your upward progression in life, your milestones in life, you have your first kiss, you have your first girlfriend, you have your first kiss, you have you lose your virginity, you apply for a college, you go to college, you get the job. I didn't have that. I did not have that progression, and I wish I did. I didn't have that where you hang out with your friends and you experiment with what you like, and I didn't have that. I have just been lost for years. Just been lost. I'm just searching. Really, I'm searching for. I thought someone was behind me. I'm like lost in my thoughts, and I thought someone was behind me, but yeah, I'd say I'm like lost in but that's the thing. What am I trying to find? Because right now, let me tell you this. The only reason I'm still kind of here in San Francisco completing college is because I want to teach English in Japan. And I know, I want to teach English in Japan. That's the sole reason I'm even going to college. I'm even still here. I wouldn't have transferred if they didn't need a 4-year degree for you to teach English in college. Like I wouldn't. And I know other countries you don't need it, but I want to go there. But this year I'm going to look into maybe letting that kind of go and maybe going to a different country where they don't need English. Where they don't need English, where you could just where they don't need a degree for you to teach English. So I'm thinking about that. But, to be real with you, I know because everyone's like, so all this, so why? Because I'm an explorer, and I'm constantly searching, and I love travel. And I would love to go to Japan. And in my head, the easiest way to get there is to get a job teaching English, which it kind of is. I don't really have any hold in Japan, or I just don't have a bunch of money to go just set up and live there. The easiest and best way is to get a degree and then get a job teaching English. But I'm realizing, I don't know, doing all this just for that goal may not be worth it. I may just need to go visit Japan and let that dream of teaching English there and getting a 4-year degree go, because it may not be worth it. Is it worth my happiness? Is it worth my struggle in school? Because again, I don't get any of it. I'm by the skin of my teeth, they say. I'm barely here. I am barely here. What do you do with this, right? What do you do at this point in life where you have so many things in your head that you wish were better? I wish my life was better. I do. I do wish that it was a lot different. I do wish that I was in a different place. I wish that I was in a happier place. But I'm not. And I have to face that, and I have to realize, and I have to change, and I have to do something. I basically have to figure out what to do. What do I really want? Is it really worth getting that degree just to go to Japan and teach English? Is it really worth it? Or is it worth maybe going back home, and finishing up college in LA and feeling more comfortable there or something like that? I'm not sure. That to me may be an even better option. It's just kind of going back home and finishing up there, and kind of transfer my credits and do that and do it that way. I don't know. It's interesting because there are a lot of roads, and that is, I would say that is a benefit of where I'm at in life. I'm not, because it's not, like I said, I'm 25. So, I'm not like 50 and struggling with this stuff and have no money and doing a podcast, hopefully that gets popular enough to give me money, or at least some ads. Also, I realize, I think maybe I said it once on this podcast because it's less popular than my YouTube channel. But if you're listening to this, you could go check out my YouTube channel. It's basically about movies and comics and superheroes and really not actually anything I want. I ate some edibles one time on film and went hiking. I do it all. I just uploaded, my last 2 videos was an Avatar review, and then I did a reaction to the James Gunn thing. But whatever, no need to do an ad for my other channel. Oh, the squirrel's back. He's kind of going behind me. I don't like when they go behind me. I'm purposely sat here so they can't go behind me. Yeah. All right. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the only benefit I have right now is that I have options. That there are roads ahead of me. That I'm not like so old and so out there, out of the loop of life that I can't figure it out. The only thing that centers me and brings me back from completely going into an emotional crying fit is that I do know there are ways to get better. I do know that there's still time to make friends. There's still time to figure out what to do with school. I still have time. That's pretty much the only thing. So I know that was a lot of an emotional dump at the end. But again, I haven't done this podcast in a month. I had shit to say. Okay, I almost started crying there for a second. Man, I'm also glad I came out here, because I was walking here and for a moment I was like, should I just give this up, say fuck it, and just get the bus and go home and do the podcast at home? But no, I powered through, got here, and I am very glad I did. There's a good environment to do a podcast. Maybe that's it. Maybe I should do a podcast outside all the time and not inside. That's probably a good idea, because I told you my room's small. It's fucking annoying. So maybe I'll do that. That's probably the best idea of how to do it. At least for me. I don't know about anybody else. Yeah. How much battery do I have, which is more important? 37. All right, good. 37%. How much more time? Oh, look at that. 1 hour and literally one like millisecond? No. Yeah, what's the one? It's like 1001. Whatever. I'm right on the hour. So that's very good. Do I have any closing statements? Oh, man. Now that I'm back and I'm doing this, I will keep doing it weekly. And I think I'm going to upload this. The other day I was looking online and I saw that a lot of people uploaded things on Friday. I don't know. I just realized that because I was thinking about when to do this. So I think I might upload this every Friday. This one will go up Sunday because it's Saturday today. Yeah, I'm going to go home and do the thumbnail. And it will be done by then. But I think this is a good idea to do. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. I think uploading this every Friday is good. Yeah. Okay, here I have an idea. Every Thursday, so every Wednesday, I'll film a YouTube video, upload it Thursday. Every Thursday, when I upload that, I will record this podcast and upload it Friday. I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna set myself to that. Yeah. Instead of last year, I was trying to upload both on the same day, and it was getting frustrating. But I think that's good because I saw a lot of people uploading things Thursday and Friday, and I feel like Thursday and Friday on YouTube is a good day. A lot of at least the people I follow up, do that. When does PewDiePie? PewDiePie uploads every day, but he's a machine. He probably uploads multiple videos a day, just switches shirts, which I should start doing. But yeah. All right, guys. Now what else? Let's go a little long for this one. What else should I do? I would say, if there was, to go back to the beginning and talk more about the setting, I would say, well, now it's 4:20. Oh, 4:20. Wow, exactly. And the sun is going down, starting to at least. It's looking very nice. It's getting a little colder, so that's not great. The water is a little bit choppier now, but again, it's the bay, so it never gets too choppy. They're not swimming anymore. I actually saw them while I was talking. I'm glad I didn't get that distracted, but I saw them swim all the way to the edge and get out and talk for a second. It was two of them, and yeah, and then these birds have not stopped flying, man. I'm looking at this one black bird or crow, or I don't know what they're called, but he's been flying the whole time. Do they eat? Because I'm hungry as hell. All right, thanks. That's it. And thank you for listening to this, if anyone listened. And yeah. Oh. Nope, squirrel. All right, cool. Actually, I think it is a good time to go. Too many squirrels. All right, bye, guys. Thanks for listening.